In this video, I will be reacting to the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer which I have just watched. I won't be showing you any of the trailer footage in this video. Instead, I will link you in the description so you can find and watch this video for yourself. You can also click on Ryan Reynolds in the description, which will take you to his YouTube channel, because Ryan Reynolds has also uploaded this trailer to his YouTube channel. This trailer has a lot to unpack. Luckily, I have some Marvel knowledge to give you back some of that feedback as to what you might not be understanding when you're watching this trailer, if, of course, you haven't watched previous Marvel TV shows, for example. Deadpool at one point is fighting some agents. I presume these are TVA agents. Now, in the previous trailer, we had Deadpool literally going to the TVA. Who are the TVA? So many of you might be asking that question because you did not watch some Disney Plus shows. The TVA are the Time Variant Authority. They govern time. They police time for He Who Remains, who is another version of Kang the Conqueror. Now, what they do is they erase timelines that do not follow the rules of He Who Remains, so that they can create a sacred timeline. This sacred timeline protects the flow of time in a way to stop a multiversal war. The multiversal war is what the Council of Kangs are also trying to stop. It's when all of the Kangs start fighting across different parallel universes, creating what we call the multiversal war. This was all explained in Loki, the TV show. So that little part of the trailer I saw and I was like, oh, okay, so Deadpool is stepping out of line and potentially going to get pruned. Pruned is something that the TVA do to timelines, like sort of pruning a branch off a tree. If you prune a branch, you cut it to stop it from growing further, or to trim it so that it goes in balance with how the tree is supposed to stand tall. That's the reason why you prune branches. So much like that is a simile, this simile is a now terminology in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I just thought I'd explain that because I saw Deadpool fighting these agents. So I'm like, okay, so he might be at risk of being pruned. The TVA might not be liking what he's doing. He's stepping out of what they call the proper flow of time. So now he's going to get arrested again by the TVA. One of those things that he might have done, of course, is tracking down Wolverine. So Wolverine from the Fox Marvel movies that I've just mentioned, now known as the Legacy movies. We're talking about X-Men 1, X2, X-Men The Last Stand, X-Men Days of Future Past. Those previous X-Men movies are from the 2000s going into the mid-2000 era. Those are the movies where you have Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. This is the Wolverine that's in this movie. Now, it's been theorized that that universe is now canon to the Marvel multiverse. So the Marvel multiverse is now expanded and the Fox universe is a part of it. If you've seen the Marvels, you might see a little bit there. I'm not going to spoil too much for you, but basically the multiverse has different types of universes and the Fox Marvel universe is a part of it. That's one of the theories that I have right now. The reason why I also think this is a thing, again, if you haven't watched Loki, the TV series, there are 2 seasons on Disney Plus right now. If you haven't watched that, you know that there's this place called it's like the Edge of Time, where Kang the Conqueror, or a version of Kang the Conqueror, is, where He Who Remains is, where he governs the flow of time, also using the TVA, which is his creation, to govern the flow of time. So he sends people to go and prune these timelines so that the multiversal war cannot happen, and stopping, I think, if I'm not mistaken, other Kangs rising up and, of course, trying to conquer other timelines or other parallel universes. Because in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, different universes are stacked up on top of each other, and they are literally stacked up on top of each other. Because if you watch the Marvels, you can see how you literally can go from one side to the universe to another, and that is something that Photon, I'm not going to spoil things, something happens in the Marvels. So there are other Marvel properties that you might need to watch in order to, get what's going on with these little nuances that are already seen in the trailer. So the song that's being used for the trailer is Madonna Like a Prayer. This was released in 1989. Now, I'm born in 1990. Taylor Swift is born in 1989. And I also discovered recently that Rita Ora is exactly 16 days younger than me. She's born in 1990. So Madonna Like a Prayer was a very popular song of its time. And it had an actor in it, if I'm not mistaken, who also is a part of the Disney family, because that actor was a part of Cool Runnings, and Cool Runnings is a part of Disney. It's created by Disney. So just thought I'd just make the little connection there. They might have some rights to the song, but Disney have enough money to be able to use it in the trailers anyway. So let's be honest, they can just they can do that if they wanted to. Now, Like a Prayer, the reason why it might have been used is because in the previous trailer, Deadpool theorized himself to be Marvel Jesus. So Like a Prayer is staying within that kind of, he's saving the Marvel universe right now. So when he's getting taken away by the TVA originally, before he goes to look for Wolverine, I think basically what's happening there is they're using Deadpool kind of like the way they used Loki. So it's same kind of theory going on there. So Deadpool is sort of running amok in the multiverse to solve an issue, maybe look for someone to prune, and he recruits Wolverine. Now in this trailer, you see the recruitment. You see the most of the recruitment process where Deadpool approaches Wolverine, and Wolverine has the same attitude that he has in Days of Future Past, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Days of Future Past? It might be another one, actually. It might be, it's in one of the, when they go back, so it's First Class. It's X-Men First Class. So in X-Men First Class, this is a different Magneto and Charles Xavier. It's a younger Magneto and Charles Xavier, meaning it's Michael Fassbender's Magneto and James McAvoy's Professor Xavier. They approach Wolverine at a bar, and he's just literally like, "Go F yourself." And he has that sort of mentality right now, and he also has that older Logan version of himself as well. He's sort of worn out, and you can tell this because when he tries to release his claws from his hand, the claws don't come out, and they're sort of halfway, and Deadpool makes a joke about it. So this is the much older Wolverine who might also, have that toxic blood in him and not being able to survive the adamantium that's currently inside of his body. It's poisoning him, and that's basically one of the things that weaken Wolverine in the end of Logan. And if you haven't seen that movie by now, I'm like, where have you been if you're a Marvel fan? Because that was literally the end of that era of this Wolverine. So that's the end of his story from what it was. The story has now changed from what we can see. And Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is also now wearing the yellow outfit, and he also has his sleeveless look as well. So it was theorized if he would do that. Now, when he's in the void at the end of time, before you get to He Who Remains, there's this void where things that are pruned, people that are pruned, things that aren't a part of the sacred timeline that He Who Remains gets rid of, all go to this place. And this is called the void. And Elias is the storm creature who consumes the things in this void. So imagine it like a really big bin where things are being thrown as to things that are being pruned. And Elias, this creature, consumes it. He is literally a cloudy storm creature. Now, He Who Remains, it's his pet, so it helps him control the timeline. He weaponizes Elias. That's one of the things that he said he had done in order to control the multiverse. And that's how he takes out the rubbish, the bin men of the universe, if you will, and he destroys them. So Elias can literally consume anything in the void. Deadpool and Wolverine are in the void, and you can see the 20th Century Fox symbol logo half into the ground, just letting you know that, of course, the Fox universe might have been pruned in some version of a timeline. So there's loads of different theories you can drum up by looking at what you can see in this trailer. Now, there are other things as well. You can see some of the R-rated comedy from Deadpool later on in the trailer as well. So I did take note of that when I was watching, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of cool. Wolverine is dropping more F-bombs than he normally does. You can kind of tell that, of course, when he was around other characters, he might not be swearing as much, but with the influence of Deadpool being around now, he's like, I ain't got nothing to lose, man. He's just swearing left, right, and centre. You can kind of see it, and it makes sense for where his character is right now. So he's in a lot of pain. Looks like he's facing a toxicity in his body, and that's the reason why Wolverine is just like, yo, I got no F's given right now. So that's his mentality. So that's what I can see from the trailer so far. Those are my first impressions. What do I think about well, let's give some more first impressions. So I've dissected different things here and there. Let's give what I thought about the trailer. So what I think about the trailer, I think it's very well done in terms of the tone and the feeling of it. You can tell it's R-rated because of the jokes on the end of the trailer, as well as some of the swear words that are featured throughout. We see a little bit of blood. We see a little bit of blood and gore when Deadpool is fighting some of the TVA agents as well. So yeah, we have a lot to unpack. You can also watch this trailer again as well, guys. So if you want to watch this trailer for yourself, you can find the link in the description like I mentioned earlier on. Those are my first impressions. I think it's a well-made trailer. I think it does a lot, but doesn't reveal too much. So we're yet to see more from what we get from Deadpool and Wolverine. But I'm excited to see what happens next. Let's see what happens. Maybe, is there a next trailer? This might be the final trailer. I don't know. But yeah, those are my theories, more or less, rather than a reaction to Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.